Hello everyone, my name is Craig and welcome back to You Got Nerfed, and this is a video review of the Nerf Elite Strongarm. Yes, it's in purple because I wanted it like this. It's very similar to the Disruptor, basically spring-powered Slamfire enabled. Let's get into the review. So starting up at the front, there is no end strike barrel lug. But getting up to the top, there is a front iron sight, which corresponds to this entire sight package rail right up here. Right here, just like near the Disruptor, or on the Disruptor, there is a end strike tactical rail there. So if you want to put any attachments on there, you totally can. And getting back is the priming handle. It is spring powered to prime. You pull back like that, and you're ready to fire once. This blaster does have Slamfire. I will talk about Slamfire a little bit more once I do this, because I haven't really tested the feature, but I'm not sure if the Slamfire works or something. So I'll get over to that in that one. But the prime weight is pretty standard for blasters in the Elite series. I say that it's equal to, if not actually a little bit lighter than the Disruptor priming stroke, which was a little bit heavy, but I can understand why it is so heavy, right? Because it actually has a performance boost, right? Getting to the back, there is a sling mount right there. That is a wicked tiny sling mount, but it still works. Getting down here to the grip is pretty comfortable, actually, and I have pretty small hands, and that is well proportioned to the blaster. It's not super front heavy. It is actually pretty well balanced. It's a little bit heavier than what I thought the Disruptor was. I think the Disruptor was actually a little bit better balanced than this, but it is pretty good. Getting down to here, there is another sling mount down at the bottom. So that's pretty darn cool. Getting to the trigger pull is pretty standard. Like I said, this blaster does have Slamfire. So trigger works pretty well. So that is the trigger component. Nothing really else to go over there. Located on the left side only, not for Ambi Bro, is the cylinder release. This is cylinder fed. To do that, you'll press that orange button and the cylinder pops out of the barrel for you to freely load the cylinder. The capacity of this blaster is 6 rounds. So pretty decent capacity in a short little package. There's nothing to note under the blaster here. That is the external overview. I'll get into a little bit when I took out this package. I did buy this off of Amazon. It gave me a batch of different color choices. I wanted it in purple because I wanted to be a little bit unique. But also when I took it out of the box and stuff, also I noticed that the priming handle sometimes can rest like half an inch off like that. And also while I was racking back the slide trying to test the Slamfire, it felt like the Slamfire was like broken or something on there. I'm still going to test the Slamfire, but I'm afraid to actually try to actually do the Slamfire, because I feel like that it's like breaking the blaster. If Amazon gave me a damaged product, I'm going to be really upset, right? Because this was a blaster I was looking forward to, especially buying it off of Amazon. Of course, I probably needed to look at where I was buying it from off of Amazon, but still, Amazon, I'm sure, would have at least checked to see if the product's at least somewhat functional. At least that's what I think. Yeah, that is the external overview of the Strongarm. Let's see it fire. So first, starting out with some multicolored Elite darts that came with the Amazon package. So firing 6 of those, non-Slamfire. That was pretty cool. Now some Elite 2.0 darts, but Slamfire this. Oh wait, I didn't fire this last dart. Now I'll load and fire some Elite 2.0 darts, and I will test the Slamfire of this. I'm very, very nervous about this, but we'll test it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So holding down the trigger and racking the slide. Maybe it was just me with the testing, that Slamfire worked really, really well. Now, just because I just grabbed a quantity of darts of each type and I didn't pay attention to how much. I have 2 more Elite darts, so you can compare the performance of 2 of those. It's not firing my modular stove. Okay. Now we will be moving on to some Adventure Force Nipplehead style darts. Okay. I have no idea why that one farted out of the barrel, so I'm gonna refire it. Ow! This is strange. Alrighty, now some gray X-Shot darts, the full-length darts. I'm finding out I have a lot to go over in the conclusion, and I ended up grabbing only 5 of the X-Shot darts, so that's how many we're going to fire off. Coolio, some white Amo-Sting darts. Tactical Parkour. I have 4 more Amo-Sting darts. We're going to slam fire these off. Alright, now moving on to some Screamer darts. I only have 2 of these. Damn. Righty, and lastly, some Old Orange End Strike darts. Although these are sticking out of the barrel pretty good here, so these might not fire either. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. Damn. I can't even load them in there. They're not even loaded in there. Old Orange End Strike darts are did not fire. So that concludes the firing demo. So, firing analysis and conclusion of the Nerf Elite Strongarm. A lot to go over here because I discovered a lot of stuff while firing the blaster that I didn't cover in the overview. The blaster fired very well, actually. I was quite impressed, considering my concerns when it came out of the box. I thought the Slamfire and stuff was broken. No, the Slamfire worked pretty well. It just sounded a little bit more mechanically gritty than I thought. It passed the eye test, fired everything fairly well. There were occasional farts out of the barrel. I didn't understand why, for whatever reason, but it did fire well. You do have to be careful that priming back the blaster does not rotate the cylinder on that specific dart. So the dart has to be lined up with the barrel first for that dart to fire. I noticed when I wasn't using a full capacity cylinder that I ran into that issue. I dry fired the first dart because I thought it was a Maverick, because on the trigger pull I thought that it like turned and fired the dart on that, and I was wrong about that. It had to be lined up with the barrel. So just pay attention to that whenever you do fire it. But it fired very, very well. No real jams or malfunctions. I did want to mention that this is probably not with the firing velocity, but when the texture on the slide was actually worse than I thought. There's little bits of plastic to add to this design here, and whenever I was firing this, although I was firing at weird angles and stuff, it does hurt after a little while. I could probably put some like tape or just put something on there to make that less painful there, but it was something to note while I was firing this. So if we get into the projectile velocity, and I did throw this blaster up on my chronograph, and with Nerf Elite darts or Elite 2.0 darts, I achieved an average velocity over 6 darts of about 68 feet per second. So it's shooting almost in line with other Nerf blasters on the market now. A little bit softer because it's a backup pistol. I was surprised to see the Disruptor shooting at about 70 FPS and above on that, although I would want to redo my chrono data a little bit on that. But it's still in line with that blaster. So 68 feet per second with Nerf Elite darts. Adventure Force darts shot actually a little bit soft at 63 feet per second. It was shooting the least amount of velocity in there. The X-Shot darts are actually the star yet again, shooting at 68 feet per second. So up there, well, actually, no, that's just in line right there with the Elite darts. So X-Shot darts, pretty good. The Mo-Sting dart shot at 67 feet per second. So pretty even velocity throughout most of the projectiles. And then just for fun, again, the Screamer darts, the old N-Strike Screamer darts, I shot about 6 times, although I feel like I shot 8 because of the number here, but 57 feet per second. And for these old Screamer darts, compared to what I tossed in the other blasters, that's actually not bad. There's a lot of power behind the Strongarm for it to shoot in that. And unfortunately, the old N-Strike darts did not shoot because, well, they were too long in there, right? So whoever might say they're the same dimensions as Nerf Elite darts, they are not, right? Because they will not fit into blasters like this. They're way too long in length, and they seat that. So shoots pretty in line with other blasters on the market right now. Getting into my personal opinion and anything else, I really dig the form factor. This is a really good sidearm that you can whip out at any time, blow off 6 shots super fast if you need to with a reliable Slamfire and with the normal performance, right? This is actually very well proportioned. It's, if not the same size, maybe a little bit smaller than the Maverick. The Disruptor is, I think, a tiny bit longer on that. I don't want to go fishing out my Disruptor right now, but I like the form factor actually of this blaster more than the Disruptor. I like the Disruptor form factor more than the Maverick, which is what I'm used to, but I like this form factor of the Strongarm a lot better. But honestly, if I had to choose one over the other, I mean, they're super similar. It's up to you. But for my personal play experience, I would prefer the Disruptor over the Strongarm. Just because of this, I don't know where it was shipped from on that. There's just some mechanical grit with this blaster that just made me not trust it as much as the Disruptor. The Disruptor was pretty clean. But, I mean, that could be whoever manufactured this one and distributed this blaster. But it does work as advertised and does everything that it's supposed to do. It's available on the market right now. I think I bought this for about 15, 16 bucks from Amazon, I think, including shipping. And yeah, it comes in a variety of colors, at least from the buyer that I put. I could have chosen the original, like, bluish colors. I could have chosen the XD version, the white and like orangish highlight version. I could have chosen all clear. I could have chosen a red. There was a teal version, which I thought about picking up, or there was the purple variant. And I think, you know what? There's not going to be enough chances to get something in a color like purple. I love collecting things in different colors and stuff. I find that very fascinating. So there's probably no chance that I'm getting anything in purple besides like Rebel blasters or something. So I went with purple. So different color options. It's out there on the market. Just like with the Disruptor, if you might occasionally find it on stores. It's very, very rare now because they're going with all these gel blasters and these X-Shot blasters, high-powered Dart Zone blasters, and Elite 2.0. And there's still some of the Fortnite and Roblox stuff. All of that is taking up the market right now, like as far as in-store shelves and stuff. But you can find stuff like this on Amazon. eBay, be careful of that, but you can find it on there. I would recommend Amazon first before eBay, which probably in about 3-4 years, so you probably won't find this on Amazon at all because it'll be outdated. It's just like the Maverick and stuff. Eventually, this is going to be quickly outdated to where you can't find it on there. So I'd recommend picking it up while you can. Getting into my opinion on that, very positive of the Strongarm. It also proved itself pretty well. I thought there for a second that it wasn't. I thought the mechanics were broken there for a second because I thought I fucking broke it, tried to test the Slamfire, but no, it worked pretty darn well. I would recommend somebody go pick this up. If you are a proud owner of a Maverick, this is the upgrade to it. Please throw out your Maverick now and just use a Strongarm or a Disruptor. I can't recommend really one product over another, but for my personal experience with it, and it could be due to, I don't know if this is a factory new blaster compared to like what the Disruptor I can tell that is factory new. There was nothing wrong with that. This one, I feel like that it wasn't like the buyer that I bought it from off of Amazon. I don't know how they ship on that. It just didn't feel factory new to me. So that's why I would gravitate more towards the Disruptor than this. But if I needed something of this form factor, for sure I'd use a Strongarm. But no reason to buy this over the Disruptor and no reason to buy the Disruptor over the Strongarm. It's basically the exact same thing, right? So it's up to you with the profile of the blaster and how it works for you. Both are Slamfire enabled. But yeah, super positive opinion. I'm glad that I reviewed this one. And I also have a Strongarm and a Disruptor now. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments down below of the Strongarm. Leave this video a like if you did like it. Be sure to subscribe to this channel and other channels. I do run about 2 other channels on YouTube. Please subscribe to those channels as well. I do have a community section on my channel. Yes, you click on my profile and you can hit the tab community. I'm putting down polls and posts and news updates. That's how I'm going to do that instead of a bonus video all the time. So please go check out that one. So that way I don't have to make videos saying, hey, I have a freaking community section. Why has no one responded in like 2 months? Right? So yeah. And that is the Strongarm. My name is Craig, and I will see you guys in the next video.